Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be talking about the Infiniti Q50. I have a 2018 rear wheel drive and I've had it for a few miles already, and we had the belt issue again. We had it the first time and this is actually the second time. Took it into a dealer both times, but I'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit later in the video. But right now I'm going to show you guys the clips from a few months ago of exactly what happened with the Q50 with the belt, what you guys should be looking out for if you want to troubleshoot it yourself, if you want to check it out, you want to replace it. But let me go ahead and roll the clips, that way you guys can see exactly what happened.
Alright guys, so it finally happened. The belt pretty much like shredded. Not completely, but one of the edges did come off. So I have it right here. And I actually did not notice until I looked under the car. I just took the car to the dealership about 2 days ago because I felt like a little bit of lag in the car. So I wanted them to go ahead and check it out and a little bit of vibration. So they went ahead and replaced pretty much the motor mounts. They also said that they found a leak on the water pump. So they went ahead and replaced that. And they said that they were going to go ahead and readjust the pulley. The belt looks used, so it doesn't look like they replaced it. But just by looking at this, you can see that it looks pretty worn out. And we're going to go ahead and look at the belt right now. If you look at the belt right there, you can see that it looks really skinny. And the closest part over here is missing. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. See right there, the edge? It looks like all torn up. And it looks really small. So you can easily tell just by looking at that the belt has actually ripped. And then if we look at the tension side, the tension side is right there. And it's all the way to the right side. There you go. So if you look at that right there, it's supposed to be either in the middle or a little bit further up, and it's all the way at the end, meaning that the tension is really loose on the belt. So if we drive this car, it could like literally rip into pieces, and we could mess up some components into the engine bay. Now I would go ahead and change it myself, but since the car's still under warranty, I'm gonna go ahead and take it over. I'm gonna have a tow truck just take it so they can replace it for free. But if you're going to do this, it's actually pretty easy. You need to go ahead and move the tensioner, which is that one right there. See if I can zoom in. There's a hole right there that you need to go ahead and use a breaker bar on. Move it to the side. Use an Allen key to pretty much hold it into place with the top hole that's up here, right there. And then you're gonna go ahead and move it and then put it in place. Take the old belt off and put the new one back in, and then release the tension. So it's not actually difficult to do it. You can do it yourself. This time I'm actually going to order a belt just in case I ever need to do it in the future. Warranty is almost up, and it's actually a pretty easy fix. I'm lucky I actually checked under the car. The car is not making any noise at all. It's completely quiet. Like, I didn't even know at all that the belt had shredded. I'm not sure how long it's been like this. I don't know if it just happened recently or it's been like this since we got it. If it moves all the way to the right side, there's not enough tension. Therefore, you need to replace it and put in a new one. Once you go ahead and put in that new one, it should move towards to the left a little bit more, letting you know that there is actually tension on the belt itself. Right now, if I turn on the car, there's no check engine light. There's nothing absolutely wrong with it. It works perfectly fine. Even if I turn it on, I can still move it. But at the first start, it does feel a little bit sluggish, but it still moves. So even if you are not experiencing any issues, even though it's still moving, I would highly suggest you guys still check your belt just to make sure everything is fine, because then you're going to run into this issue like me, or you're going to be stranded and don't have an extra belt. I even checked around. I checked like at AutoZone. They don't even have the part available for you to be able to purchase. So I would highly suggest going ahead and purchasing one.
Alright guys, so after looking at those clips, you guys can see that the belt was pretty worn out and needed to be replaced. We took it into a dealer a few days ago, and for some reason they didn't replace the belt. I think they just realigned it, and then that's pretty much it. It was not new at all. They replaced everything under warranty. I did have a lot of mods on the Q50. I had my AMS heat exchanger, I had my AMS lower down pipes, I had like full exhaust. It was lowered on coilovers. There was quite a few mods on it. The only thing that actually took off was the JP4. Every single time I take my car into the dealer, I always take it off, that way I don't have any issues taking it in. They've always covered things under warranty. And this really depends on your dealer, how strict they are when it comes to modifications and stuff like that. You really need to check with them. But if you really want to be safe, make sure you go ahead and take everything off. That way it's completely stock. If they do try to void your warranty, they have to really be able to prove that whatever happened or that part caused the issue that you have on your car. So just be aware of that. They did actually change out the motor mounts on the Infiniti Q50. When you're sitting there and you feel a little bit of vibration, that means that the motor mounts need to be replaced. So that's what I was actually feeling. I would turn the car on in the morning, and then I would feel like a little bit of vibration, and then it would just completely go away. And then same thing later on, I would just be sitting there and I would feel a little bit of vibration, then it would go away. You shouldn't feel any vibration at all. Usually that's caused by the motor mounts. You can get some solid ones, you can upgrade to that, or just get some aftermarket ones. Another thing that they said that they replaced is a water pump gasket. So they said it was leaking, they just replaced it and everything has been perfectly fine. And the car is currently at about 55,000 miles. I know that there is a belt available for you guys to be able to purchase. I don't remember the exact name. I don't know if it goes by Gates. I'm not sure if it is better than OEM, but usually you do want to go ahead and go with OEM, especially if you're under warranty. Just take it into the dealer, they will replace it for free. This is actually going to be the last video that I make on the Infiniti Q50. So I know a lot of you guys like the car, but I'm going to be moving over to something different. I no longer have the car. Somebody else actually owns the car right now, so you might see it around if you live in Arizona, but I no longer own it. Just in case you guys see it around, I do plan on getting something different. It's not gonna be like a Project JDM car. I do actually want to get like a truck or something. I have narrowed it down to 2 options already, and if you guys have any other suggestions, leave them down below. I'm looking into getting a Jeep Wrangler, one of the newer ones. I think they look super sick, especially because they have a variety of mods that you can actually do to them. Or I want to get a Toyota Tacoma, maybe a Tundra. So one of those. There's a few things that I like a little bit more than the other. I know the Jeep, I just think it looks super sick. You can do so many mods to it, looks super dope. But the Tacoma, you have a lot more reliability. Of course, there's a few things that go into it. I look at both platforms, it's just really hard to choose from. I know that the Jeep, it has a lot of movement when it comes to the steering wheel. As for the Tacoma, I haven't really seen any issues with that. I heard that it rides really good. So I'm kind of narrowing it down to the Tacoma. So I'm not really sure, but I think both of them would be a super dope project to be able to do something super sick. I would pretty much have the same idea for both of them, lifting them, putting on wider wheels, wider tires. I think it's gonna look super sick. Just because I live in Arizona, I feel like a truck is actually a lot more beneficial within this area because you have a lot of rock climbing, you have a lot of bumps, you have a lot of hills, mountains around here in this area. Especially because I'm more of a cosmetic guy. Like, I love doing modifications that have to do with the visual aspects of the car. So me picking one is going to be really difficult. But I will be picking one up soon, hopefully within the next few months. I'm still looking around. I keep looking around everywhere to see if I can find a good deal on one. So just depending on what I find is if I pick one up. So maybe coming sooner than later, just depends on if I find something that I really like. Other than that, that's going to conclude the video. Hope you guys really enjoyed it and found it useful for those of you that are having belt issues or just want to figure out exactly what's going on, what you need to look for, what to check for. The only thing I recommend is if you're under warranty, just take it in, have them check it out, make sure that nothing's going on. Especially if it's snapped, it can mess up components around the area. So if you don't want to be driving, just replace the belt and you don't know if something's wrong, just take it in and have them check it out. Of course, some people are a little bit more mechanically inclined and can actually check out the car, see what's going on, if anything's messed up. But it just depends on you, what your background is when it comes to cars. It's a great platform. A lot of people love the car. I would always get positive feedback on the car when people see it, how sick it looks, how they love the car, how everything's done to it. So I know it was a great car. A lot of people like it. But other than that, it was just time to move on to get something different. That's going to end the series with the Infiniti Q50. But make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.